Welcome back to the DFS Sweatshop, where I am your host, the DFS Jerusalem, and you can follow me, of course, on Twitter at DFS Jerusalem. Just went final in Texas, man. The Rangers did a damn thing. That was a high-scoring game. Um, really solid night for me all across the board. My parlay hit. Uh, doubled up the buy-in as far as the DK line, so it was good, man. We made some really nice lineups. We really did. And if you had a chance to check some of them out, you'll see what I'm talking about, man. So it was a very solid night here. Of course, now we do have an all-day slate coming up. A couple of games are still waiting on those to go final. But yo, it's been a really good one, man. It's been a really good one. I'm very pleased with it. I'm gonna walk you through a little bit of what happened today, what it was like, and how we can approach this upcoming slate. So we met inside the line drive at 5, where I threw up my Twitter poll and let everybody know who I was on, why I was on them, and what we had here was, and the overwhelming majority of people were going to be on the Baltimore Orioles, and I kind of liked them too. We had the Cleveland Indians in this graphic, the Minnesota Twins, and the Texas Rangers. Now, the Baltimore Orioles were bad, very bad. And offensively, they just could not put the ball in play, man. And you saw Adam Jones get tossed in that game early. It was just a tough one for them, very tough one for them. But the Texas stack, the one at the time when we talked about it in the line drive, there was like 10% of the people were on Texas, and I was like, yo, Texas, Texas, Texas. I love them today. And I had some of them cats at 1% on, like, had oh man, that was good. I had a lot of exposure to Texas, and most of them were like very low owned, very low owned. Cleveland, what kept me off of Cleveland, because I liked them because I put them in this post, but what kept me off of Cleveland was they were a part of that doubleheader, and I didn't know exactly who was going to be playing. I didn't know what the lineups were going to be. I didn't know what the batting orders were going to be. So it was hard for me to play a lot of the Cleveland Cats. What I did know was that I liked Clevenger. I know I liked. I had 4 pitchers today. I had Clevenger. I had Jimmy Nelson. I had Gaussman, and Blake Snell. Those are the only 4 pitchers I played in yesterday's slate. Those are the only ones I played. Everyone with the exception of Snell were good. So it was a very good night. Let's take a look. Well, before we get that, I'm going to show you. I'm going to break this down for you. This is what we're looking at now. This is on Bet Online. This is what I'm gonna show you how I place my bets and how I hedge, because I'm hedging 3 ways. Okay, not only am I hedging against my DK lineups, my fantasy lineups, I'm hedging inside of my actual bets. So my main bet for the night, my main bet, the bet that I felt could really help me out, was the first one you see. It is I believe it's a 16 parlay, and I put $5 on it. I'm trying to win 235. Okay, and I'm gonna break it down to you and let you see it. Okay, the first bet, I had Pittsburgh, Cincinnati. You know, I did not like Pittsburgh a lot. I did not like Garrett Cole. I'm more partial to some of the Cincinnati bats, but I just did not want to play them on DK. So the fact that I didn't play, I didn't have any exposure, period, at all, to the Cincinnati bats at all, period, on DK. But what I did do was I played them in this parlay because I thought they were going to win the game. I just didn't know who to pick and how to attack Garrett Cole. Didn't really want to attack Garrett Cole, but I just figured that Cincinnati was going to win. So I picked Cincinnati. The Baltimore Orioles, they actually were my favorite stack of the slate. So, of course, I had them inside of the 16 parlay. I saw that the Red Sox were a heavy favorite. I mean, a heavy underdog in this spot, and I didn't have any exposure to Yankees, or well, I had some very little Didi Gregorius. I didn't have any exposure to Yankees or Boston, but I just felt like Boston was in position to win this game, so I picked Boston. They won the game. Of course, the Cleveland Indians, we loved them all day. I talked about them. I had them in there. I had also the Texas Rangers here. They were a slight underdog in this spot, so I wanted to play them. You see them right here. And For $5, I should have won $235. But guess what happened? This right here, these motherfuckers right here, the Miami Marlins, they were the favorite. They were like one of my sure bets. They were the favorite. But now they were the favorite as far as Bet Online was concerned. But in my mind, I did see how the Marlins had been struggling to put up runs. I think they scored 8 runs in the last 5 games total. And I saw how they had been struggling to put up runs. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna hedge like a motherfucker when it comes to the Miami Marlins and the Philadelphia Phillies. So I picked Miami Marlins, which should have been the safe bet at a -167 for the game, but then I broke it down. Yes, Gomez, man, 1.6% owned, bro. That was nice. That was nice. But then I broke it down because I ran a separate parlay where I did I think I did a 4 team joint where I put $5 on each one, and all I have to do is 2 teams can hit. This is like a round robin style, right? So as you can see, I've got Philadelphia, I've got Washington, I've got the Diamondbacks, I've got one more team. And Boston. I got Boston, Philadelphia, the Diamondbacks, and the Nationals. I've got them here, okay? And when you see two teams like this one, I lost this one because the Nationals got beat by Milwaukee, but the Diamondbacks won, so I lost that. A chance to win $19, I lost that. Okay, this one I won it because the Philadelphia Phillies won, which was the hedge on the Marlins bet, and the Diamondbacks won. So I turned 5 of the $30 I invested here. I turned 5 into 20. This other one, I lost this one because I had Philadelphia and the Nationals. So I lost that $5 on this one. I won this $21 because I had the Red Sox and the Arizona Diamondbacks. I lost this $27 one because I had the Nationals and the Red Sox. But at this last one, the biggest one, I won $28.92. I won that one because I had the Boston Red Sox, who were a heavy underdog, as well as the Philadelphia Phillies, who were a heavy underdog. So with all of this right here, this is $35 invested. I think I doubled my money. I think I may have come close to doubling my money with the opportunity. If Miami wins this game, of course it's going to cancel some of these out, and I would have lost that $30. I'd have lost this 30. If Miami wins, then I don't win anything here. I don't win anything here except the Boston Diamondbacks won. Yeah, I only win one. I win $21. So I lose. So if Miami wins, I lose $9 of this 30. I lose $9 of that 30, but I win $235 here for $5. That's the bet life. That's the hedge life. And all of this shit was hedged against my DraftKings plays. The games, the people that I wanted to play, I thought was gonna win, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Cincinnati, I couldn't bring myself to do it, so I had them in the parlay, right? And these works together. And NFL is gonna be lit because not only are we gonna get some DraftKings money, not only are we gonna get some FanDuel money, we also gonna get some of the sports betting money, definitely. It's going down. And I want you to rock with me. I want you to rock with me because we're going in, right? So let's go ahead back to the old Twitter. And what we're going to do, we're going to take a look at the studs and duds, man. What happened? How did it go down? We talked about my top stacks today. My number one stack, of course, and I got to keep it honest with you. I want to tell you that my favorite stack was the one that went off. That's what I want to tell you. But my favorite stack was the Baltimore Orioles, and they sucked today. My second ranked stack was the Minnesota Twins. It was Boston, Minnesota. Then it was Texas Rangers, and then it was the Arizona Diamondbacks, and then the Tampa Bay Rays. Those are my top 5 favorite stacks all day, and those are the guys that I use. Now, the gang stack of the night was in my top stacks, and you can see them right here. Here we go. The Texas Rangers, man. Delano DeShields, 31. Shin Soo Choo, 25. Cargo, the real Cargo, 23. Joey Gallo, 16. Nomar Mazara, 12. And see the beauty of this type of stack, and I can guarantee you This team, they they are the easiest 1 through 5 team to stack. The easiest. For some reason, when they blow up 1 through 5. You know, a lot of times you might stack a team and you're like, damn man, I should have stacked 1, 2, 6, 8, and the 9 hole. But no, the Texas Rangers, usually you can go 1 through 5 on them and they'll come up for you. If you do 1 through 5, man, you'd have got the Shields, you'd have got Chinsu Chu, you got Cargo, you'd have got Nomar Mazara, and then you would have got Andrus, who still had 9 points. So this was the gang stack of the slate, man. Very solid one. If you had them, I know you got to the money. Some of the better plays that we just saw all together, of course, the top 2 scoring options on the slate. You see Delano DeShields, you see Chin Century too. Then you see Scooter Gannett. Pujols had a good one. Logan Morrison, AJ Pollock was good there, of course, and then Cargo is down. So out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the top 7 scores on the board in terms of bats, 3 of them were in the Texas game. Well, actually, 4 of them was in the Texas Angels game. 3 of them played for the Rangers. So that was nice, very nice. Take a look at some pitching for the day. Best pitcher on the board, man, was Jimmy Nelson. We were all over him all day long. It was funny because the ownership was a little bit depressed on him. I thought he was going to see the Clevenger numbers of ownership, but he didn't, man. Biagini had an excellent game against the Baltimore Orioles here. Taijuan Walker, 31. I had none of that. Rourke was a good play at 29. Dylan Peters, you couldn't play him because he just got called up or whatever. You couldn't play him. He was a good play, but you couldn't play him. Lackey was from the early. Clayton Kershaw went out, had a decent game, threw like 7 Ks and like 6 innings. I had no exposure to him at all. Gausman had 25. I think Blake Snell had like 12. So it was good. It was good. It was a good slate. Now at the bottom, the duds here, Tyler Skaggs, bro. And remember, it tried to give us Tyler Skaggs in the line drive, and we was like, no, we're not playing Tyler Skaggs. Dylan G sucked. The Jack Flaherty cat. Something told me not to even go there. Something told me not to even go there. The Kyle Freeland at 6.2 was not a play that I wanted to have anything to do with. It was Cole Hamels or Sean Manaea, Johnny Cueto, none of that shit, man. I had 4 cats I was rocking with, and I was sold out to them, and it was a good night. It was all good. Wonderful. Glad it happened the way it did. So let's go ahead and chop up the slate for today. I'm going to go to lineups here, pull it up. Get on. What's up, big homie? Good to see you, fam. And we going to go in and chop it up, man. Yo, NFL, woo. NFL, man. A few more days, bro. And we getting to it. We getting to it. Now, as you can see, we got a 15 game all day. We do got 5 games in the early. I love that. 105 is going down. You got 3 games in the afternoon joint. You also have 11 games at 7:05 with 4 games at 8:10 and also 2 games at 10. Always tricky stacking Texas 1 through 5 because Gallo, Mazara, and Odor are always randomly batting 6 or 8. Yes, yes, they put up big numbers though, right? Texas, Arizona, Clevenger, Nelson was money. 177 on DK. I booked this lineup listening to Maurice Simmons in the line drive. 21st in the 100K. $4 cash and 200 right now. That's big. Hey, Paul Harless, man. This dude. I remember this dude. I remember he hit me up last year. I was like, yo, I can't get this shit. I'm about to quit. I'm about to quit. I can't get it. He said that, and I was like, yo, call me. Hit me up. Let's talk. And we chopped it up for a good little while, man, just discussing strategy and chopping up what DFS was, man, and how we can get better. And, you know, and now the dude is like some kind of altered beast who just wins tournaments. Like, he never gets like that big, huge win. He's still waiting on that. But the dude be in the top of like so many different tournaments all the time. And I love to see that. Hey, your ship is gonna come in, bro. You're gonna get the big hit. And when you do, don't forget your homie. You're gonna get the big hit. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. Shout out, yo. I'm calling it like my cheap jack of the day. Paul Hall is my next hit. The next guy that's gonna hit is gonna be Paul, man. Paul gonna take some shit down. He gonna take it because he's dedicated. He dedicated to the movement, dedicated to the fam. You know what I'm saying? He gonna do it. So I'm gonna come at it from an all day perspective. Yeah, yo. Yeah, hey, yo, it's funny too. Yo, Galen been telling us like since last season that if you really wanna see a return, man, you gotta get out those small buy in tournaments. You gotta stop quarter sharking. You gotta get in the $40 single entry. Get in the $100 single entry. Like he been like pressing that on us since basketball season. And the guys that are doing that are actually seeing results. Like the scores are lower, we're smarter, so it's easier for us to cash in those higher dollar buy-ins, because I guess people are a lot safer than they would be, normally. Like you see some quarter lineups that win, like them shits be crazy. They be guys that ain't even playing. Like a dude might pinch hit and get a home run, and the guy that wins the quarter arcade got him in his lineup. Like, how did you get this dude? You know what I'm saying? But but in the single entries, that like the $40 single entry, the $50, the $100, yo, the lineups are safe. They are safe. So yo, this slate's look at this, shaping up pretty nicely, man. I'm gonna jump right into it. As you can see, I was checking out some NFL. It's gonna be on RotoQL. They do have NFL popping off week 1. If you don't have RotoQL, I'm gonna test it out for you, and I haven't used it yet for NFL at all, but I'm gonna test it out for you. Give you a look at it. Let you see what's happening. See how you like it. So let's jump right into that early slate, because I want to break that down some. Okay, I would love to break that down some, the early slate. Here we go. Okay, so in the early side of games, we've got the Boston Red Sox, my New York Yankees, the New York Mets. We've got the Mets in Houston. We got Atlanta, Chicago. We've got the Dodgers in San Diego. We got St. Louis, San Francisco. Big question is, where's this game gonna play? The Mets in Houston. Like, where's this game gonna play? Somebody find out right now, where's this game gonna be playing? Because they can't play in Houston. So we need to find that out as well. So let's go ahead, man, and kind of roll through it. This is gonna be the early slate. We're gonna be talking park factor. We're gonna be talking batting situation. We're just gonna be going over the pitching. I really wish I could chop it up with you like at 12 o'clock tomorrow and kind of break down the early slate, but I'll be at the barbershop all day. Sorry about that. One thing I do want you to keep in mind is that the first pitch goes out at 105, so you're not gonna have the 340 lineups and the 405 lineups. You're not gonna have those. You're not gonna know what the starting lines are going to be. So it's going to be hard to make lineups that consist of those players. If you do, please go back and check it out. Keep your eye on it, okay? Keep your eye on it and make exit strategies just in case you play a guy that's not there, okay? Or you play a guy that gets scratched or that's not playing when the lineup does come out. So first things first, we've got the Boston Red Sox and my New York Yankees in Yankee Stadium. Drew Pomeranz 8.3, Masahiro Tanaka at 9.5. I would like to see what Tanaka has done against the Boston Red Sox so far this season, man. I think, yeah, last time out was in Boston and Fenway, 24.45 points. That's not bad at all. And I think he's seen them before, 1.65. That was in New York or in the Bronx. So that's what's happening today. Then again, in Fenway, 33.45 was what he got against him. So it's tough because he had two great games in Fenway, a not good game at all in New York. And I think playing him in this early slate could be dangerous, but it could be very, 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 very profitable because I don't think a lot of people are going to do it. I don't foresee the ownership on Tanaka being super high just because it's the Boston Red Sox, it's the New York Yankees. People see those teams, but they don't think pitching. They think bats. They think bats. Okay, they think bats. So Drew Pomeranz at 8.3. Don't love him. The price is good, but don't love him against my Yankees here. Let's take a look at what both teams do in the situation that they're in. We've got the Yankees at the crib facing left-handed pitching. Let's take a look here. And they're not great, man. 20.8% K rate, a 163 ISO with a 312 WOBA. We look at what the Boston Red Sox do on the road versus righties. 23.6% K rate. That's pretty high, but a 184 ISO with a 322 WOBA. That is tough, man. It's tough. For me, I would grab a couple of bats here and there, and I wouldn't really want to dive too deep into the pitching in the spot. I just wouldn't. Next game, we got the New York Mets and the Houston Astros. Matt Harvey at 5.1, Charlie Morton 9.1. This game can't be at Minute Maid Park. It just can't. So we're going to look at both teams like they're on the road. So we take the Houston Astros and see what they do on the road versus righties. And they've fallen off a ton, man. They just aren't as good as they've been recently. 20% K rate, 145 ISO, 279 WOBA over the last 30 days. We look at the New York Mets and what they do on the road versus righties. I'm sure they have not been very good, but they've been better than Houston. 22.9% K rate, 180 ISO with a 320 WOBA. That's gonna put maybe some left-handers from Houston from the Mets in play for me here. Charlie Morton, not a guy that I absolutely love, but I think he could be the pivot guy for the small slate. If you don't like Charlie Morton, play some of the Mets bats. If you like the Mets bats, it's not enough to say, oh, I like him. We'll play him and attack Charlie Morton. Okay, and if you like Charlie Morton, you know what time it is. So next game we got, well, and I'm gonna highlight him just for that reason. I'm gonna highlight him. Next game we got is the Atlanta Braves and the Chicago Cubs. You got John Lester at 11.8, Lucas Sims 5.6. The Cubs are squarely in play for me. Probably my favorite stack of the early slate, and probably going to be the chalk easily. You got John Lester at 11.8. I think his last start left a little bit to be desired. Yes, negative 15 against Cincinnati. They hit him all the way up. And 2018, 15, and 20.75 in the 4 starts before that. So, excuse me. Let's have a look at what the Atlanta Braves do on the road versus left-handed pitching, and that should give us a more solid point of reference as to what we can do here. 24.4% K rate, horrible. 121 ISO, 268 WOBA. That is going to put John Lester squarely in play. I like the fact that his last game sucked and he's priced up at 11.8. Maybe that's going to take people off of him. Fade Lester. He ain't healthy. Whoa, that's coming from a... Okay, Paul Harless, our resident Cubs enthusiast. He's saying fade Lester. He's not healthy. He's not healthy. And now, Paul, is this coming off of the negative 15 performance he had against Cincinnati? Or, are you taking into consideration the drop-off since that game against St. Louis where he scored 35? It's been kind of like a descending scores, like 20, 15, 18, 20, negative 15. Is that what it is? Because that's one thing I trust, man. The network. Dude is in Chicago. He's a Cubs guy. If he tells me fade Lester, I'm gonna take that into consideration. As a matter of fact. Then you look at the Cubs at home versus righties. This is the homie against the homie Lucas Sims, man. Look at the Cubs, man, shining 25.3% K rate. That's a lot. But the 242 ISO and the 371 WOBA, wow. That's what you want. That's what you want. So definitely, I'm going to have some exposure to the Cubs here. Next game we got is the LA Dodgers and the San Diego Padres. You look at the Padres here, man, what they do at the crib versus right-handed pitching. This is going to tell me if I can play Darvish or not, because I kind of like Darvish just for the simple fact of the A-style pitcher that he can be. We look at the San Diego Padres. Oh, my God, they are last. 23% K rate, 121 ISO, 253 WOBA. Sign me up. Check, please. Give me all the Darvish. I'm going to be using him a lot. Tomorrow you got Julius Chesney at 5.5. Do you want to play him against the Dodgers? Probably not. You take a look at the Dodgers, what they do on the road versus right-handed pitching. I'm sure it's going to be pretty decent because they're just one of the best teams in baseball right now. 20.8% K rate, 196 ISO, 319 WOBA. Very usable. So Yu Darvish right now is looking like a snack to us right now. Darvish and Morton is what I've got so far. Darvish and Morton. Hopefully we get some pitching from this last game. It's the St. Louis Cardinals and the San Francisco Giants. Lance Lynn, 7.7. Chris Stratton at 7.4. Lance Lynn, check please. I'll probably be playing some of that. Take a look at what he's done over his last couple of starts. 22.35 against Tampa. I like that. 8, 11, 8, 19, 14, 20, 19, 19. Fairly inconsistent recently, but he does have a very solid upside. We look at the San Francisco Giants and what they do at the crib versus right-handed pitching. I'm sure it's not going to be that awesome. 18% K rate. Don't strike out a lot, but a 157 ISO and a 342. Ooh, that 342 WOBA is scary. That 342 WOBA is scary. But you got to play somebody, bro. You got to play somebody. And what I'm seeing so far, I'm seeing Lance Lynn. I'm seeing Yu Darvish, and I'm also seeing I'm seeing some maybe some Charlie Morton. Maybe some Charlie Morton. That's what I'm seeing. So let's move on. Let's move on to the main slate. This one is going to be 11 games, man, and jumps off at 7:05. Let's take a look there. Samuel, I like the drum. I agree, man. Rizzo, Hayward, Baez. Yes, I like that. I like that. Lester's shoulder will be activated from the disabled list to start Saturday game against the Braves. Mark Gonzalez of Chicago Tribune report. So yeah, he's had shoulder issue. Okay, he's had a shoulder issue. Yo, the Dodgers ain't scoring no runs though. Can we look at Chassin? Or was it the fact that they just did not give Kershaw, they just don't give Kershaw run support? And the Dodgers scored 1 run and they won the game 1-0. Maybe Chassin is going to be in play. Maybe it is. All right, let's take a look at the next set of games, man. First pitch goes out at 7:05 here. The Toronto Blue Jays and the Baltimore Orioles. Marcus Stroman, he had the blisters at 7.8. Wade Miley, 6.7. I want to take a look right now at what the Blue Jays do on the road versus left-handed pitching. Because if they're bad, I'm going to play Wade Miley. 18.3% K rate, 101 ISO, 297 WOBA. But the problem is it's only an 82 plate appearance sample size. It's only an 82 plate appearance sample. That's the only problem here. I definitely think that I can go back to some of the Baltimore bats here against Marcus Stroman. Do I want to stack them all and rack them all up? Probably not, but I will have some exposure. I don't like Stroman here at 7.8. Ever since he had the blisters, man, I can't fuck with him. And you look at the rain chance here, it's a 45% chance of moderate rain. And I would hate for one of the best hitters parks in the game to be taken off of the docket because of some weather. So please get right. Rain. Next game we got the Cincinnati Reds and the Pittsburgh Pirates. We got Tyler Mahle at 6.4, James Taillon at 7K. I want no exposure to the pitching in this game. This is another one, man. PNC Park, as you know, Pennsylvania is fairly close to Baltimore and all of that area, that DMV and the Pennsylvania, all that area up there. So we're gonna get a lot of rain here. 57% chance of moderate rain here. So I don't like the pitching on either side of this spot. We got to check back with this one and see what happens. Next, we got the Tampa Bay Rays and the Chicago White Sox. Chris Archer, 11.2. Carlos Rodon at 7.7. Yo, we take a look. We take a look at the Tampa Bay Rays and what they do on the road versus left-handed pitching. I don't think they've been very good. Okay, 17.1% K rate. That's not good. I mean, that's not bad. 171 ISO with a 336 WOBA. Man, I wanted a reason to play Carlos Rodon here. Because he's at 7.7. He's fairly cheap. 3 points last time against Detroit, but 28 against Minnesota. 15, 16, 31, 26. Could this be a get-right game from a team that does strike out a lot? We also have Chris Archer on the mound at 11.2. That's an easy no-brainer play if you wanted to pay up for pitching against the White Sox. So I'm going to highlight both of these cats, but we will chop them up further inside of the line drive at 5 later on today. There is 2-mile-per-hour wind here and 11% chance of light rain at U.S. Cellular. So keep that in mind. Paul Harley said he likes Archer. Pull him on me, baby. He likes. Next game we got is going to be the Philadelphia Phillies and the Miami Marlins. Aaron Nola, 9.6. Dan Strelly, 8.6. Yo, watch this shit. Watch how the Marlins could not hit the bum-ass, well, not bum-ass, they couldn't hit Pavetta worth shit yesterday. They couldn't hit Pavetta at all. Watch them go out and destroy Nola. Watch this. Watch how they do this. They're going to go out and they're going to hit the shit out of Nola. And it's going to suck because I like Nola and I'm going to play him. So I will have him at 9.6. I think he's a guy that's going to be in play. Even Dan Straley, man. You look at the Phillies and what they do on the road versus righties. Let's take a look here. Where you at? Look at the Phillies, man. Okay. 21.7% K rate, 156 ISO, 302 WOBA. That's going to put Dan Straley in play for me as well. Eric, what's up, big homie? So give me some Nola, give me some Straley. I think I can find my way around here. I think I'll be fine. Next game we got is the Washington Nationals and the Milwaukee Brewers. We got Max Scherzer at 13.5, Brandon Woodruff at 5.2. This is a match made in heaven for what what the best parts of these teams do. Of course, the best thing that we see for Washington is the fact that Scherzer is a K machine. Like, he strikes out righties at a rate unknown. Like, it's ridiculous what he does against right-handers. But you got the Brewers, who the strength of their batting order is left-handed batters, right? So you got Scherzer, who I'm not going to say he struggles against left-handers, but he's just so much better against righties that you don't like to play him against lefties. You don't like to play him against a great power hitting lefty matchup, right? You got Thames, you got Neil Walker's a switch guy, you got Travis Shaw, you've got Stephen Vaught, and honestly, and the funny thing is, you've got one of the worst bullpens in the league in the Washington Nationals. So just because Scherzer might hold these guys down to a limited amount of runs for a little while, when he leaves the game, man, it's open season. So Brewers are hot in Miller Park. I'm not paying that price. Exactly. That would be my one rub. I would play some Scherzer, maybe one lineup, but I would not go hard. I would not make him a staple of my roster builds. I just wouldn't. At 13.5, that's a hell of a price. Hell of a price to pay to be up against a very hot team that hits well versus righties at home in Miller Park, a place where the ball can just fly. Okay? And honestly, I would look more to some of the Nationals bats here to kind of hit up Brandon Woodruff. That's what I would be looking for. So no Scherzer for me, no Woodruff. I will have some exposure to a few of the bats. If the roof is closed, I'm taking. That's coming from Samuel. I like to jump, the big home. Next game we got is the Kansas City Royals and the Minnesota Twins. We got Onelki Garcia at 4K, Kyle Gibson at 6.8. Give me some information on Garcia here. Don't really know a lot about him. Matter of fact, let's open it up on Fangraphs, man, and see if we can pull some information on the homie. What we can pull up on him. Garcia. Trying to find him over here. Okay. Let's take a look at Garcia, some of his stuff. Okay, so this is a guy. Let's talk splits for Garcia. Okay, now against lefties in 2017, he's only pitched 5.2 innings, and he's giving up a 292 WOBA to lefties and a 483 WOBA to righties. But he's as a reliever. He's been a reliever. This is not a lot of information on him as far as this season is concerned. But I don't know, 4K, man. At 4K, that's the price of like a middling outfielder. 4K, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you got catchers that are 4K. You got the Twins here at 6.8, so you can guarantee the Twins are going to be very highly owned. Brian Dozier probably going, even on an 11-game slate, Brian Dozier might be 30% owned at second base because they know what he does against left-handed left-handed pitching. Kyle Gibson 6.8, not a guy that I would want to play here. This would more or less be like a game stack for me. You got target field here, 10 mile per hour wind going out. I would take the bats in this spot. Next game we got is part 2 of the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim and the Texas Rangers. You got Ricky Nolasco 6.2. Taking a look at the Rangers and what they do at the crib versus right-handed pitching, you won't be disappointed, man. 21% K rate, 211 ISO here with a 397 WOBA. Pour them on me, baby. Give me all the Texas Rangers I can stand. AJ Griffin at 5.4. Not a guy that I would want to play in this spot. Not against the Angels here. I wouldn't want to play him. Next game we got is the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Colorado Rockies. That's awesome. We still have Coarse on the slate. Cool. And we have a power slugging team like the Arizona Diamondbacks on the slate as well. Patrick Corbin at 8.4. Jordan Lyles at 4K. No way I'm playing Jordan Lyles against the Arizona Diamondbacks, but I do want to take a look at what the Rockies do at the crib versus left-handed pitching. This could really sway me, man. This could really sway me. Let's take a look. Oh yes, 19.9% K rate, 268 ISO, a 420 WOBA. So they go ham. They go absolutely ham at the crib versus left-handed pitching. But Patrick Corbin Patrick Corbin has been very good recently. 32, 28, 34, 31. So you've got these two huge things coming together on this Coarse slate. You have excellent, recent excellence at pitching. Look at this: San Fran, the Mets, Houston, and the Cubs. I mean, excellence at pitching over the last 4 starts. But you have Coors Field. You have the lure of Coors Field, and not only just Coors Field, but the Rockies bats. Because you look at the Rockies bats at the crib versus left-handed pitching, which is what everybody's gonna be talking about today. And you got 268 ISO, 420 WOBA, 246 plate appearances. Oh my God, a below 20% K rate. Oh my God, you gotta play all the Rockies bats. But I'm gonna tell you something. If you play a pitcher, if you play Corbin and Coors, you're gonna do that at minimal ownership. People might say all day long, yeah, I think Corbin could be a good play, but I guarantee you, when it comes down to pressing that button, and playing Corbin and pitchers and Coors, they ain't gonna do it. Either they playing Coors bats, they playing Arizona bats, or that's it. They're not playing Corbin. They're not. I'm gonna have some exposure to Corbin. I'm gonna use both of it. I'm gonna use both narratives, man. I'm gonna use the fact that Colorado is like the best team in the best situation in terms of hitting, man. 1.015 on OPS, awesome. 268 ISO, the WOBA through the roof, 420. So of course, I'm gonna have exposure to the Rockies, yeah, but I'm also gonna have my Corbin lineups as well, kind of like a hedge. You feel me? So I'm definitely gonna be a part of that. Quick question, Mo, you doing anything live for early slate, or you going to be at the shop cutting? Man, I'll be at the shop, man. Yeah, I got some early appointments, but we gonna be able to chop it up though. But I will be doing a line drive at 5 for the main slate though. We gonna chop that up all the way. So Corbin is officially in play to me, and I'm gonna have some bats on both sides too in other lines. But Corbin is gonna be a guy that I'm gonna have in my rotation. Next game we got is the New York Mets and the Houston Astros. So this is game 2. It's a doubleheader. This is game 2. You got Seth Lugo, Brad Peacock. Check, please. Give me some Brad Peacock. I think he's going to be in play. We look at him over the last couple. 25, 20, decent. 15, 17. I don't have an issue playing him at 9.9. I wish he was a little bit cheaper, but I can play him here. Seth Lugo against the Astros, no, that's easy. I don't want to play that one. Next game we got is the Oakland Athletics and the Seattle Mariners. You got Jarrell Cotton, 6.9, who I believe did have a decent start last time out. I believe 31.1 against Texas. He got it in, shut them down. 14.8 against Houston before that. -1.1 against Kansas City. Do I like him against Seattle Mariners, man? Seattle, they've been kind of struggling recently. And you take a look at what they do. This is a huge park, man. Safeco is a pitcher's park. You look at Seattle, what they do on the road, at the crib versus right-handed pitching, and you're not going to be overwhelmed. It's not awesome. 19.8% K rate. They are sporting a 200 ISO with a 347 WOBA, and yeah, that's going to take Jarrell Cotton out of play for me. I'm going to be looking to attack here. Yeah, I'm going to have some exposure to some of the Seattle bats. Giovanni Gallardo, 5.5, not a guy that I want to use at all either. You look at Oakland, what they do on the road versus righties. That's going to be. I think they've been pretty good actually. Yeah, they have been. Saved a 25.3% K rate. They do have a 193 ISO and a 344 WOBA in the last 387 plate appearances. So this is pretty decent. So no pitching here. I like the bats in this spot as well. Last game on the slate, the Los Angeles Dodgers and the San Diego Padres. Clayton Richard, 6.9. Brock Stewart at 5.3. Yo, Brock Stewart, man, 5.3. -6, 3.4, 8.6. Not good for him. Not good at all. Clayton Richard at 6.9. 13.7, 12.5, 38.8 for Clayton Richard, man. I just can't get to it. It was a time when like lefties against the Dodgers was a thing, but that's a thing of the past, man. That's no longer a deal. So I don't love the pitching here either. I just don't. I don't love the pitching here either. Well, who do we love? Let's go check it out. Let's go look. These are the pitchers that we do like starting off for the main slate. Archer, Peacock, Nola, Straley, Patrick Corbin, Carlos Rodon. Those are the guys I like so far. And if I had to pick two right now, if I had to pick two, I would go Corbin, Nola. Corbin, Nola. If I had to right now pick two pitchers, I go Corbin and Nola right now. But that could change. We're gonna meet up, chop it up in the line drive at 5, and set all those things to the good. All right. So remember, man, we got everything popping, man. We got the bet online joints popping. We got the Bovada joints popping. NFL's right around the corner. It's a few more days before that. I'm still gonna be rocking with you in terms of MLB. Still doing line drive. Still doing the first class. The NFL videos are going to be, and I'm sorry, this is for the VIP. The MLB videos. If I'm rolling those pitches, play me in a head to head. If I the Monday before the Monday night games, I'm gonna be doing a show. Thursday before the Thursday night game, I'm gonna be doing a show, and then Saturday night is when we're gonna break down and set our lines for Sunday morning. Okay, that's how we rocking. Now, the Monday night slate is the Monday night show is when I'm gonna break down everything for the entire week. We're gonna talk about the whole week, and that's gonna be available to everybody on YouTube. But the Thursday night game, and the Saturday night show, Thursday and Saturday night show, that's just going to be done here inside of the Facebook VIP. That's where we're going to build our lineups and actually attack the tourneys, okay? Now, if you want to be a part of that, like we did in NBA, like we do in MLB, yo, get to the website, man, www.dfssweatshop.com. That is where you can make your presence felt, man, and I'll let you into the group, and we'll rock out. We whip the cocks out and rock out, all right? So, had a quick question. Had a, okay, in the YouTube chat, there's a hater in the YouTube chat, and Mr. Jarvis wants me to tell you, you's a motherfucking snowflake with your snowflake ass, and I ain't gonna talk to your bitch ass again, motherfucking snowflake. Quick question. Anything you see in pitching for FanDuel in the early? Well, let's go take a look, big homie. Let's take a look. Take a look. See, that's why. See, FanDuel be pissing me off because they be having like, they know they can have like a real early stake with 5 games, but they got a very early with 3 games or early only with 3 games. So both of them. So I'm gonna do the 105 early joint. Tanaka, Lester, Pomerantz, Morton, Harvey, Sims. For me, I would attack the Mets, man. I would go Charlie Morton and attack the Mets, or yeah, I would go Charlie Morton and attack the Mets in the early. That's what I would do. Let's check out that's the very early. Let's look at the early only. Kluber, Lynn, Stratton, Clayton, Jordan Zimmerman, Brock Stewart, Kluber, of course, if he's playing. Yeah, Morton versus the Mets. Yo, so I'm gonna look at this. Is Kluber playing? Yeah, Kluber, yeah. In the early joint, yep. Yeah, Kluber off the top. Kluber is like against Detroit. Detroit sucks right now. Clevenger could hold him down to like 10-0. Kluber is like a no-brainer for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I think you gotta play Kluber. You gotta play him. Okay, so the Kluber game, the Indians game is gonna be inside of that early afternoon joint. Bam. Okay, with the Dodgers, because that's a doubleheader too. The Dodgers San Diego joint. Okay, Seattle, San Francisco, and then Cleveland, Detroit. Okay, those are okay doubleheader types. Okay, cool. Yeah, man. Yeah, Kluber in the early, Morton in the very early on FanDuel. That should be a good place to rock. Okay, so remember, man. Now I want y'all to remember the dude that's hating in the YouTube chat. He's a motherfucking snowflake. What I want you to do, if you're on FanDuel, keep it 250. If you're on DraftKings, keep it 200. You're rocking with the best. You in the sweatshop where we keep it real, we keep it honest, and we always keep it 300. Peace. Yeah.